SoundCloud.com/chaotic flame, YouTube.com/add nothing left to do but win. Welcome back, good people. You already coming in here. Welcome back, good people. Get in here, get your popcorn, get your bev. We are here continuing last week's episode, Put the Kids to Bed. I'm going to start this episode off with a disclaimer. So here we go. This podcast contains discussions of sexual harassment, sexual assault, domestic violence, and other sensitive topics. These subjects may be distressing, triggering, or not appropriate for some listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised. If you or someone you know is affected by any of these issues, please consider reaching out to a qualified professional or a local support service. Note, the information shared in this podcast does not constitute legal, medical, or therapeutic advice. Further, the views expressed by the hosts and guests of this podcast are their own and not intended to reflect the views of any organizations, agents, or partners with which they may be affiliated. We aim to handle these topics, personal experiences, and perspectives with care and accuracy. Now that that's out the way, welcome back, good people. It's nothing left to do but win. Merch coming soon. Can't really see it, but I got a shirt in the background. I'm rocking mine. We moving. Hoodies, onesies, everything is on the way. I want to start by introducing my co-host, the host with the most. Isn't that kind of corny? But yeah, the host with the fucking most. Sin City is in the building. Sin, what's up? How you doing?
I am good. Hi, how are you?
Oh, great. Doing great. Welcome back. This is a very special episode, and I just want to say thank you for your assistance in putting this together. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we could get into this before we start. I just want to shoot a message out to the to the LGBTQ community. There were some comments made on this podcast last episode.
A comment.
There was a comment. Made, and we would like to send an apology out to the community. And furthermore, I would like to invite, and I have extended an invitation to members of said community to come up here and speak on certain topics and give them an opportunity to express themselves and clear up some of the things that were said prior on the show. It's all love, and we will be more careful in how we address topics, how we bring them up. And if we have anything controversial, we will absolutely source what we're saying. Go ahead, Sin.
Nothing.
All right, cool. Smile is icy white. Let me check the comment section real quick. People are pouring in. Let me see. You forgot the up. All right. So last week we spoke on a very strong topic. The episode was well received. Once again, no names will be mentioned during this podcast, but we have a very special guest that I would like to bring up. We have Shanequa Jetter in the building. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Hey, Mama Bear.
Doing great. It's great to have you on the platform. And I guess we'll start by doing this. Shanequa, can you tell us where you are from? Where you're from?
Well, I'm a Plainfield girl. I was born in Plainfield, but raised in Baltimore, Maryland. So I'm going to say I'm a Jersey and Baltimore girl.
All right. And all right. So last week's topics were kind of surrounded around a situation. And, the reason why we have you on here is because we want to go straight to the source to speak on some of the issues that are happening within the community, some of the topics and some of the information that was spread. There may be some uncertainty on how certain things went down, but without going into depth, let's talk about the awareness aspect. How were you made aware of said situation?
Well, I was personally made aware by my daughter, who was the victim of it. And I would say, to answer your question, I was made aware technically because I am that mom that I talk to my children. I learn my children. I trust my children. They trust me. They know that we have rules and regulations in our home. If anybody tell you to keep something a secret, you already know not to keep it a secret because it's not 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be appropriate, because if it was, it wouldn't have to be a secret. Let's be real. So just teaching my children how to trust me and for me to trust them. We have this big old relationship. Anybody who knows me and my children know they tell me everything, even the things I don't want to hear. But I'm grateful that they are comfortable enough to tell me even the hardest things they tell me. And as a mom, that's the relationship I built with my children, because as a child, I didn't have that.
Understood. And when you were made aware, like, what was your immediate reaction?
Well, I probably go to jail for my immediate reaction. However, I'm not gonna lie, I was mad as hell because I just didn't understand. I don't understand people's mentality, people's mind frame, why they would think like this, why they would even, assume these things. Why do your eyes, even when your eyes look at this certain age group, why do you feel this way? So I don't understand it. But my immediate reaction was to really protect my daughter by all means. And even though, she wasn't physically touched, thank God, it was just the fact of her being uncomfortable, the fear, her insecurities of, oh well, mom, maybe I shouldn't post this, or maybe I shouldn't dress like this. And it's like, no, what you do in your life has nothing to do with anyone else's sick mind. You should
Mm,
be able to be who you are without somebody being like, oh well, she has on a belly shirt, so she made me attracted to her at 50. Like, no, no, that's no excuse. It's no excuse. And because my daughter isn't one of those type of girls, she's not a, what quote unquote what people call fast or out there in the streets or whatever. However, I don't even care if she was. It doesn't give anyone a right. However, she's not. She was raised with respect. She's not into that. She is 17, so that age, those things does come. Those propositions do come, but from that age group, absolutely not. And because that's her mother's age group, I'm jumping on it, because there should be no reason you even talking to my child at all.
exact. Look, I'm with you 100%. And do you feel like she understood how serious the situation was of someone of with that age gap reaching out to her? Do you feel like she understood immediately that this wasn't right?
Now she did understand immediately, but like she said, she just classified it as him being weird. And the reason she classified it as him being weird was because technically he was kind of like a family friend. Let me just be real. Even though he wasn't liked amongst the family over the years, it was still like a family friend. So even though she didn't know him personally, she knew of him to be a family friend. So he's like a trusted entity. So, for him to cross the line is like, that's even worse, because these people will come in your life and build it up like they are a trusted entity, and the whole time they have their own agenda. So she definitely felt the feeling of, okay, this isn't right, because why would you say not to snitch, or and she like, what is there to snitch on? Like,
Mm.
as a mom, my daughter has 3 Instagram pages, not one, not two, but 3.
Oh
And
wow.
Mama Bear has the password to all 3. Mama Bear has the access to all 3. My son has 2, and my baby girl has 1, and I have the access to all of them. And my son is technically a grown man. However, it's still the fact that anything attached to a teen at the end is still a child to me. So I'm mommy, and I'm still going to monitor. Even if they're doing something wrong, they get corrected. But
Absolutely.
I'm gonna monitor. I'm gonna pay attention, because though I feel like that's what a lot of parents lack. A lot of us grew up without parents that paid attention. Our parents had to work. Our parents had to provide. I was raised by a single father, so he was a workaholic. I raised my little brother, so it was like it's you don't really have the time to pay attention if we want to be, especially in this society. You got to get down and get dirty to do what you got to do for your family to provide.
Yeah.
So you're not always able to look at their phones, look at their iPads, look at look at not even their homework half the time, but you have to make time. And that's what I have learned to do since I've been a mom. Make time to pay attention to my children, learn my children, let my children learn me. So my children don't even really have to speak. They can make a face and I know something ain't right.
Yeah, I like what you said, because when me and Sim were talking, we were conversing about how the relationship that we have with our children could really protect them from some of these predatorial things that may happen out there. For anyone out there that, do you feel like there's anything or any type of conversation that we need to have with our kids, specifically our daughter, regarding online safety and certain boundaries? Like how do we approach the conversation in your opinion?
I'm gonna say chaotic. I'm a pretty bold. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was raised by a bold man. I was raised by my dad, and he was just bold. He didn't have no cut cards. He's just so he just. I'm bold, so I come out to my children and just let them know, like, just honesty is key on every way. You are here to, at the end of the day, you are here to serve God and serve yourself and protect yourself. Even though mama bear's here, but it's like this is your life that you have to live. So always make the correct decisions. And I let them know if you feel uncomfortable, even if it's something that somebody might be like, oh no, that don't seem like that. If it's uncomfortable to you, then say something.
Mm,
And it's like even with your parents, I know you can have a parent that you feel like you can't talk to. And that's okay. But if you have someone else that you can talk to, then talk to them.
yeah.
Bring it to their awareness. Like, don't sit up there and feel like you have to do or handle things by yourself. And that's what I teach my children. Even I let them know, as long as God give me breath in my body, you're not by yourself. But even if God takes me away today, you still have to find comfort in others, along with Him, along with God, but with others, where you can talk to somebody, you can cry out to somebody, you can connect with someone, because that's important. These children need protection. These children aren't protected these days. And that's my opinion.
You know
Yeah.
what? These kids don't pay attention though either. The other day I was out with my brother, I want to say about like a week ago, and we're driving through, I think we were in Newark at the time, and every kid we drove past was like this,
Hmm.
just walking like this. And it was like, damn, oops, there go one for me. Pick your head up.
But saying, like, and everybody will fuss at me, like, they'll say, Shaniqua, you fuss too much. But see, my children aren't allowed to walk across the street and not pay attention. They aren't allowed to be in their phones 24/7. Like,
Yeah.
read a book. My children know how to balance a checkbook, because that's what we talk about. The school took out cursive. My children know how to write in cursive, because you got to be able to write your signature on important documents. So that's the type of mother that I am. Like, forget all this social media, new age stuff. I'm still getting back to the old school. You cannot, when you're eating, you need to put the phone down.
Oh
When
yeah,
you're
for sure.
talking to me, the AirPods shouldn't be in your ear, because you need to be able to hear me, just like you would want me to hear you. So it's like you have to, like I say, it's a relationship. It's growing to know your children. You can't be that type of parent. Oh, because these my children, I know my children. No, learn those things. I know my son. My son is about to be 19 years old, but I know when it comes down to a conversation, he's antsy. He
Mm,
has to have AirPods, or he got to be moving, act like he's shooting basketball or something. He can't stand still. And I correct him. Stand still. Listen. Take it in.
yeah.
You gotta correct these kids. We gotta get back to being parents. We can't be friends. I mean, my children are my friends. They my friends. I'm not gonna lie, they my best friends.
Yeah.
Without them, I don't know where I would be. However, I'm still a parent. I'm still put here to be the protector, the nurturer, the lover, the provider, and also the teacher. We can't teach these kids nothing that we sitting up here trying to be their friend and trying to relate to them and, make everything seem okay. No. My children know, listen, you walking across the street, you going to school, you in school, take the AirPods out. Put the phone down. And because
Hmm.
I pay the bill, that should get cut off instantly. Don't play with me. Come in here with a wrong grade. Everybody, and I'm telling you, I get taught, my friends, my family, the Shanequa, Nene, they call me Nene. Nene, you too hard. But I need my kids to be structured. I
Mm.
need my kids to be structured. Because the world don't give a damn about what you do. As parents, we love our babies, we gonna protect them, but the world don't do the same. So I need you to be able to step out in this world and handle your business. So be structured and pay attention.
See, like what you said there was so heavy, and it kind of transgressed into my next question. What would you say to other parents who believe this could never happen to their child?
I would say learn. I would definitely say just learn life, because every day, every day is a different learning experience. And you definitely get taught something every day because I was one of those parents that thought that this couldn't happen to my child.
Mm.
Because like Sin called me Big Mama, Mama Bear. I feel like you feel like as a parent you're protecting them from everything, and you really can't. You
Mm-mm.
really can't. It's impossible. So I would say learn your children and teach your children. Spend time with your children. Those
Mm.
fears and those traumas and things that you had to overcome, tell them the truth about it. I tell my kids about it. I'm telling you. Some conversations that people will be like, "Oh, that's probably not appropriate. That's your opinion." I need to tell my kids the real.
The real. Yeah, I
I
like
teach
that.
my kids. I was a mother at 18. My son is about to be 19. He's not a dad.
God is
So
good.
you already overstanding me.
Yeah.
My daughter is 17, not a mom. Not a still a,
Mhm.
not to put my baby girl business out there, but I can say this. She's still a virgin. She doesn't even think she's worrying about going to college and being a brain surgeon. She's not worrying about what I was worrying about at 17.
Ooh.
So
Oh.
I'm going to, when my children ask me, my children has can't come to me and say, Mom, well, when did you lose your virginity? And that's an uncomfortable conversation. It
Mm.
is. Because
Mm.
we're parents. You don't want to talk to your kids about that. But can I tell you I did? Yes, I did. I told them the truth. And I
Mhm.
also told them why. I was looking for attention. I wasn't getting attention here. So you go here. But see,
You know
those three,
what's
my three, they get all the attention they need. So it's nothing that you need to provide them that they don't already have. So it's like learn your children, grow with your children, respect your children, talk to your children. Don't think just because you gave birth to them that, oh, well, you know everything. No, because we are all individual people. They are growing up to be their own people.
Mm.
you just said something. You said that you were going to be honest with your kids, right? And people got to stop focus on being friends with their kids opposed to just being parents, right? It's crazy because we live in a world where people, realistically, a lot of people include their kids in so much. They include their kids, and it goes beyond including my kid in everything we do. Taking to like we see a lot on social media of parents joining with other parents and taking their kids out to do kid things. um a big thing here is keeping them adult conversations away from those kids in those moments. You get what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
the reality of it is granted, your daughter knew to come to you. I, I'm gonna assume you the type of mom that's not gonna have a wild conversation about what you just did last night in front of your daughter, as to
Oh,
where your
yeah.
daughter would think, you know what, this person, I heard my mom saying she did X, Y, Z. I'm about to see what that's about. And a lot of people might not look at things like that as it's a big thing because hey, it's a group thing. We doing, we having a mom day, a mom boy day, but don't know how to keep them conversations away from them
Hmm.
kids. Or
Yeah.
like even when we're out, when we're with our kids, we say like one thing I always said to my son is, you better stay close before somebody take you. And I say it so much even now. And he's 15, and I'll be like, just stay close. I had with the way that the world is, they snatching kids. Hell, I might get snatched. I look like a kid in public. Like I'm only 5'4 1/4, and I'm only 128 pounds. So they may mistake me for one. You know what I'm saying? So so sorry, I was reading head tight. In all actuality, right? Like, when we're doing things and we're including our kids, how much of adulthood are we leaving out of that in those moments? Or how much parental conversations are we throwing in there? Because it is so different. I've gone out with the other moms and we'll be talking like, the kids will be playing. We talking about what X, Y, and Z did last week. Oh, he pissed me off. Here come my boy running and listening. Her boy running and listening. Her daughter sitting here with her nose up in the air because she want to know what we talking about. And we don't think nothing of it. It's like the older we get, and I think for some of us, because we were parents at a young age, I was a
Hmm.
mom at 21. um it I think it's just a learning thing for a lot of us. Like we're just learning. Like the older we get, the more we experience. Unfortunately for us, our kids get dragged into some of them experiences with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, it's just to be sitting here after everything that's been happening, because since your post, so much has surfaced, and it's been a matter of like jaw dropping conversations and just a bunch of wow moments like, dang, didn't know, or wouldn't have thought, or didn't have an idea, or you hear something else and you're like, how could we miss that? And it's just interesting
Yeah.
because you can't keep, you are 1,000% correct. You cannot keep the world away from your kids.
Mm-mm.
your kid could be ready for anything. Could go to school and bump into a child molester at the goddamn school, and you would
Hmm.
think not because they run background checks and stuff. But the way the world work now, somebody could easily just lie on something and there it go. Like your kids somewhere safe,
Mhm.
but you thought they were, gonna be with somebody responsible, and it's just a whole different ball game. Yeah, that relationship play a huge and a key role
It
in
really do. It really
everything.
does, and it really does because your children, you have to be able to trust your children even in this crazy world. I trust
Yeah.
all three of mine to. They're not perfect, and they're teenagers. I have an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 15-year-old. So of course they're gonna get. They're not perfect. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I got the best kids in the world. Oh, I'd be lying to you guys, and I'm not doing that. Like I don't do that.
Yeah.
My kids have their flaws. They have their reserves where I gotta correct them. But it's when it comes to the fact of, like I said, relationship, understanding. They know what mommy worked for. I bust
Mm.
my tail to make sure y'all didn't have to go through this and go through that. And like I said, you can't protect them from everything, which I'm learning myself, even at 37.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, all these years, if it was up to me, they wouldn't have a scratch on the knee. But of course, we know they got scratches on the knee because we couldn't stop that. But for the things that I can stop, like I tell them, it's teamwork. We got to understand each other. You have
Yeah.
to trust me enough to know that if you come to me like my daughter did with a situation like that, I'm not going to sit up there and be like, you're lying or you're being fast or you shouldn't do this. Because, like, what? Really, as a parent, like, I'm going to at least investigate this situation first before I just blame my child.
Absolutely.
I'm not
Absolutely.
going to ever, and you see a lot of parents, you're lying, or that didn't happen. You shouldn't be out here being this festival. Stop doing this or stop. And it's like really, like at the end of the day, whether they was doing that or not, like Sin said, you can be anywhere and somebody is preying on your child. Here it is. We don't even live in Plainfield anymore. Haven't lived there for 2 years, but somebody is preying on my child in Plainfield.
Crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
you just don't know. And like I said, even with the allegations after the post, all the information I receive, I'm like, now this person I done seen around in my life over the past 20 years and has never heard any of this until now. And the thing
Mm.
was, if I wouldn't have put that post up, I would have probably never known that unless something was to go further with my own child. And that's the scary part. And that's why I put the post up. And I couldn't say this for
Mm-hmm.
free. Even the police, well, you shouldn't have did that because he can do this. I said, well, look, I take my time in jail for whatever charge y'all want to give me for putting the post up. I'm going to make everybody else aware of what's going on because
Yeah.
if I'm sitting up here saying I lived in Plainfield for the past 15 years and never heard of this,
Mm.
then just imagine who didn't either.
But you know what's crazy? He made a post through, I want to say 3 years ago, that said, "Don't know itches, tell me no." I never forgot that post, ever, ever, ever forgot that post.
That's
And
nasty.
yeah, like I never forgot that
Like I
post.
say,
That
I
that
can't
was one.
even, girl.
That was like the post that trick, like, cause I knew him. You know what I'm saying? That was the post that started left field and everything. Cause it was like, damn, don't no bitches tell you no. Oops, shit, 2, 3.
About 3 or 4. About 3 or 4.
I'm trying. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that to me was like it stood out. But then there were people really like laughing at that. Like they didn't know what he was talking about. I did, and I'm like,
And that's really like the thing. People don't know. Like, because I could have been one of those people laughing at that post at the time. Like, not saying I seen it because I
mhm,
don't know if I did. But you can see a post and you can take it for what it is. And the whole time it's really something that's real detrimental and you don't know. You don't know.
mhm.
And
That
so then when it happened to you or it happened to somebody that's close to you, it's like it's not funny. And of course it never was funny. Because you just never knew what was going on, what he was doing to other people. Even the messages that was exchanged between what he thought was my daughter, but it was me. Even the messages that was exchanged is like, oh well, these girls are this and these girls are like this. So how you know they like that? Because that means that you probably went after them.
oh wow. Yeah, this is ooh.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, and it's like, as a parent, listen, I'm gonna stand up for my children, your children, your children. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go little loco when it comes to the kids because they, like I said, they never asked to be here. They're
Mm.
innocent. They don't know. I don't care what the age is. I don't care if they are 18, 19. You can say whatever. They still don't know. They just entering the real world. There, because most of these children are coddled kids entering the real world, and you sitting up here. The first thing you present to them is a pedophile? Like, absolutely not. That's incorrect.
Yeah, that's heavy. And if I could, I know you mentioned the age of your children. I think it was 17, 19, and was it 15?
Hmm.
All right. If you could go back to your 17-year-old self and tell yourself one thing, what would it be?
Listen to my father.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear things like that a lot.
I would definitely say listen to my father and slow down. Like, I feel
Mhm.
like we rush to be grown because you don't like rules and regulations. I can speak for myself. I didn't like rules and regulations. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And like I said, my father tried to provide structure, and yes, he did a lot of things I did learn from my dad. That's why I'm the woman I am today. However, I stepped outside as well. So like I said, I just would that's the one thing I would say. Definitely listen to your parents. Listen to your parents.
Listen to your parents. You know, your parents definitely have your best interest at heart. What I want to do is take this time to address some comments. Shout out to Lyle Omalayo in the comments saying Shanique was spitting facts. We have another comment from Web Jamar. Let me read this. Well, what parents need to do is put parental control on kids' phones because they don't have to go on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all these online social media to talk to grown men. I got I believe he has two nieces when I was conversing with the other day. Don't need to be on social media like that. But at the end of the day, because my dad don't play that, my mother don't play that. Plus, my sister, little ones. All right, so he's pretty much saying that we need to install parental controls, on our children's phones. We got Taekwana. Shout out to Taekwana in the comments. Absolutely, these kids are sponges. They soak it all up. She wants to say, I want to add before I go, pay attention to your kids around other kids as well.
Mhm.
Some parents don't know what their kids are into or what they've been exposed to, and those kids will expose it to your kids. That is
That's
like
absolutely
truly
correct. Yep.
so true. So true. You don't know how other parents raise their children. You don't know what they accept. You don't know who lives in that household, and you don't know what they are exposed to on a daily basis that they may think is okay. That is a heavy, heavy statement there.
That really is.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Simi Sayonara as well. Hey, Simi, I want to say congratulations to you on, I believe he just proposed to his girl.
Oh,
With his fiance.
congratulations.
Shout out to Simi Sayonara, getting married, and all that.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, Simi. You left New Jersey, you went down to Dakota, you got yourself established, and I'm just happy for you, brother. Happy for you, man. We're gonna definitely bring you back up on the platform. And back to the conversation at hand. All right, so as we continue to converse about the youth, if there's anyone in the comments or anyone watching, if you have any questions, feel free to use the comment section.
Real quick, y'all said somebody said something about parental controls. They actually do have apps that parents could download where you can actually monitor your kid's phone. I have two I pay for on a monthly basis.
Oh yeah.
But you can monitor their screen time. You could shut off the internet and make like so when you're on punishment, you're on punishment. That means no Instagram, no none of that. You get what I'm saying? I can shut off social media from my phone. Well, from my phone on his phone. So, it's just stuff you gotta look into as a parent because they
Mhm.
have all these security methods. It's just about parents actually utilizing them because I don't think people actually look these days. They just more like get their kids a phone just to shut their kids up and get the kids out their face.
Um, if I could, ladies, up until what age do you feel like we should have access to our children's devices? There is one episode of Black Mirror. It's called something Angel, but it pretty much is someone who has something installed in them so that their mother could track them. It's fictional, right? It's just a show. But I was just curious, up until what age would you need access to your child's Instagrams, socials?
Until he buy his own, till it's in his name. Until then, what's yours is mine, and that's just that.
And see me, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel the same way Sin feel, but then on the other side, right? because, like I said, I was raised by a strict father. So first of all, I didn't even have a phone, and so I was able to buy my own. So,
Mm.
but with my children, I don't know. I can't even say age. It's really just been a trust thing. Like, I just have to be honest. It's just been, you know what I don't want you to do. You know what I don't approve of. Just don't do it. If I find out you doing it, it's a problem. We gotta. It's you're getting disciplined. It's getting taken away. It's getting restricted. But I can't even say chaotic that I have an age because, like I just told you, my son is about to be 19, and I still have access to his phone, his bank account, everything. I'm not gonna lie to you. And
Oh, you
that's
got
even when I tell him, even with the doctor's office, he still put me down as, my mom is able to call in and ask questions. So it's really with my children, it was a trust thing. Like, I'm just, because social media, it's been around. They had it. And like since that, some of us had, these computers and stuff to shut these kids up. You don't even know what
yeah,
the hell you're getting your kids into with these electronics. You just trying to get some peace and quiet, and the whole time, like you said, it's people chasing them that you don't even damn near know. They don't even know. It's like all these apps and stuff got somebody doing something. So it's really just building the trust. And of course, like I said, we can't always be their friend. We really have to have some structure. Some rules and regulations have to be implemented with these children. Because even with parental controls, they can find a way around it.
oh yeah, yeah. My youngest son, he's like a genius. He always figures out how to get around different
Uh-huh.
things, whatever. Yeah,
And my youngest, yeah, my youngest is like that too. She is like computer savvy. So it's like she can go, she comes in, I ain't gonna say hack stuff, but she come and rearrange stuff for me. Like, that I don't know how to do. So these children know their way around. So that's why I just keep saying, and I guess I'm gonna keep saying it the whole show. Like, you really gotta establish that trust and that relationship with your children, to just hope, pray and hope that they're going to do right. And we have a lot of children out here that does right, regardless of what they do right.
yeah,
But they still gonna be children. Kids are gonna always be children. They're gonna be kids. We were kids. It's
yeah,
life.
yeah. I agree with you there. Do we believe that schools are doing enough to educate students about online safety? Like, is that even a thing in schools?
No.
I was about to say no.
The
I don't think
kids
so.
have laptops. They not even really utilizing paper and pen anymore. They ain't really utilizing books anymore.
Mm,
Like everything is technology with the kids. So as far as like, I mean, I know they can't get on certain apps. Do they? K, come here. I'm gonna find out real quick.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Just curious. I think they have like at school. Can you guys go on like Instagram and Facebook? Oh, why are we on Facebook? I was just asking. But they'll let us. They don't care. But you can on your laptop from school. Probably. I don't know.
Ah,
Okay.
smart answer, young man. Smart answer. I don't know. I never did that.
Like, I
Smart
don't
answer.
know. I don't know.
I would think I know that sometimes the teachers could tell when they're playing games and stuff on
Yeah.
the computer because I've gotten those emails, but I would assume like give me 1 second.
Yeah, let me see. We got Lyle over here again. Let me see. As a teacher, no, schools barely mention it. I don't allow any tech in my class. Our do nows are cursive. And as an art teacher, students always ask for laptops. I don't allow any laptops in my class. As an art teacher, I tell them to use their imagination. Shout out to Lyle Omalio.
I
That's
was
my
about to say good job, good job, Lau. I love you as a teacher already.
yeah.
Respect.
Shout out to Lyle, man. We definitely gonna get him back on the platform again as well. Now, like, look, if there's anything that you would like to say to the people or say to anyone that might be listening, Shanequa, I just want to give you the opportunity to have the floor. If there's anything that you would like to converse about in the meantime.
I would just say to all the listeners, all the parents, even if you're not like a mom and dad, if you're an auntie, or uncle, cousin, older cousin, I would just say just really pay attention to these children, love them, you know, show them that they have support.
Mm.
A lot of these children, I talk to my children, they have a lot of friends, and I talk to them and they share their experience. A lot of children feel like they're by themselves. Like I said, we all grew up. We didn't like rules and regulations. So, once your parents yell at you or fuss at you or take something from you, you automatically feel like they're enemy. And the whole time they really just love you and they want you to do right. But you don't learn that until you get older and you have your own children. So just, I'm not saying spoil them. And I don't really like to use the word spoil. I call my children blessed. Because they didn't have to endure half of the things that I did. Thank God. And I know a lot of these children now, a lot of us are raising our children to not do that. So it's just, and not go through what we went through. So it's just really like, my advice to every parent out there would be really to listen to your children, develop a relationship with your children, learn to understand your children, and actually learn your child.
Yeah.
Learn your child. Don't let one little mishap determine, oh, just this characteristic of my child. No, because one little thing don't determine the whole characteristic. Like, we all make mistakes. Life is an everyday learning experience. It's like, just learn your child, learn their likes, their dislikes, their fears, their strengths. Learn everything. Just take time to learn. Take time to sit down and listen to your children. You never know what you'll learn from your children.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And one thing I would like to see out there, I want to see more community members holding other people accountable when they are associated with these actions. Like we can't give people a pass because they used to cue, I don't want to say anything specific, but just because they used to shoot 3-pointers or score touchdowns or tackle people or play for the chess team, or just because you wore a certain color rag or just because you had a certain stature. I don't feel like any of that matters. I would like to see more community members holding other people accountable and like instantly outcasting and disassociating themselves when they find out about these behaviors. There's no way that I could ever hang around, be around, or trust someone who would be caught up in this. So, my eyes are definitely open to the community, paying attention to what's going on, who's still affiliating with what, and see who's really about protecting the youth out there. We can't condone this show. We can't let it slide. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. And we have to start looking at these people who are so combative online, these people who are, so defensive and always argumentative against the other sex half the time. We got to pay attention to these people and see like what the issue really is. We have to start looking at people and who they're hanging around and what's going on and not turning a blind eye to these things. I don't want to ramble too much. Let me see.
No,
Hold
but
up.
you
You
know
got a
what?
comment? Go ahead,
That say a
Sam.
lot about those people's characteristics, though, because if you know for a fact what somebody's capable, and it's some OD shit like what we talking about now, and you choose to be around it, I wouldn't be surprised. What's that the saying? Birds of a feather.
Yeah,
What's
there
that
you
they
go.
say about girls? Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, yeah. No, birds of a feather flock together for sure, because it's just it's levels to everything, and when it comes down to kids it people do need to be held more accountable. But if this is what people rock with, I mean, I could hear 1,000. That's my cousin. That's this man. Listen here.
Hmm.
Couldn't have been in my household because they would have straight shot your shit down every time you
And
walked
I
through
was
the
gonna
door.
say,
You get
now
what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing, right? And I see a loud comment as well, um, like the power of street justice. But I'm gonna speak on that because, and I'm like I said, I was raised in Baltimore City, so that's all I know. Okay, that's all you know. However, that don't always work,
Hmm.
as we can see. And when it comes to the streets, if we also can see, it's not working because like a person made a comment on my post. If y'all knew what was going on all this time and you didn't say nothing, you were weird too. Now,
Hmm.
granted, I agree
Mhm.
with that comment, but also I understand like people are scared, people being threatened, blah blah blah. But if we would get out that mentality, that street mentality, sometime and to some point, and say, okay, well, you might can't find this person to whoop their ass. You might, not even trying to go, to the extreme, but you probably can't find this person to even kill them if you want to. Even
Hmm.
though I don't play God, so I don't feel like none of us should do that. However, life is life. I'm not here to judge nobody. However, it's like all those things don't always fix the situation.
True.
You can go beat this person up right now. Like I even told my family members. Let me just put that to quote unquote. I love my family. Trust me, I love them. But like I told them, it's not gonna change the situation.
Mm,
Because you can beat him up, he can heal, and then he can go do it to somebody else in another state or somewhere else where they don't know. It's get down to the get down. I ain't got time for street justice. I'm going to, my little sister told me, because like I said, I'm a firecracker. You play with I go a little bit local with my children. So I'm a firecracker. So yeah, street justice, I'm ready to fight you instantly.
mm.
But what problem is that gonna solve if you're able to just go do that to somebody else? Nobody knows. So now it's time to get down to the forget justice. Let's go to the bigger stuff.
Yeah,
I know we from the hood. Look. I know we from the hood. We don't play with the police. We don't like this. We don't like that. I'm gonna be real. I'm 100% real. I know we don't like the police. The police don't like us. We already labeled as this. We labeled as that. But still utilize what you can when it comes in that area. Cause I'm
absolutely.
like I said, it can street justice okay, but somebody else can, like you said, birds of a feather flock together. So you kill one and then the friend go in, they doing the same thing. It's still not solving the problem. We gotta
Mm.
solve the problem. Make these people suffer in a way that okay, who wants? I never been in jail, don't want to go, but really, who wants to be in jail? Who wants to
Well,
be
according
blasted?
to it's like not it's a lot of people that like to go back. But
Hey, if I could, Lyle responds. He says it's totally proper to use litigation and the courts in this specific situation. I definitely agree. We have another comment here from the homie Keith Shepard. But R. Kelly gets a pass because he has talent. Make that make sense. So this is in reference to R. Kelly having those same or similar actions, but him getting the pass.
Well, I never gave
first
R.
of all,
Kelly a
this ain't R.
pass,
Kelly.
Yeah.
We
and I
like
would say
we not
Keith.
separating artistry from
Mm.
what we listening to, like what we hear about this person. I mean, have you spoken to your friend Keith?
Cause I was gonna say Keith, R. Kelly don't get a nobody gets a pass for me now. I love R. Kelly music. I used to jam back in the day. I grew up on his music. I ain't gonna lie.
Some
However,
of
he
us
doesn't
don't
get a
know R.
pass.
Kelly personally.
He
Like,
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't get a pass. And honestly, with the R. Kelly situation, the parents, in my opinion, should be right in jail with him too. So, but that's another topic for me. That's another topic for me. But he doesn't get a pass at all. Nobody who touches a child, looks at a child, nobody, and none of them get a pass from me. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
Nobody.
yeah, but I think comparing R. Kelly to a hood artist is ridiculous.
I mean,
Like
well, if you want to call him an
that
artist, then
that you can't
if
really
that's what you want to call him.
compare. I mean, R. Kelly, yeah, we don't. I mean, he did what he did. I mean, clearly he in jail. We ain't got no control over that. But nah, this is a person with a repetitive history, and that I mean, do you get DP'd at this point? I mean, I got a lot of questions, but
I,
that's neither, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't my call to make. So it's kind of like, well, what happens here? R. Kelly, I think, definitely had 1,000 enablers around him, and he
And I was gonna
100%
say,
took the
it
heat.
also, when it comes to situations like this, and it also is a community effort because if this person did this, like we use R. Kelly as an example, when one person came out, everybody came out. Bill Cosby, one person came out, everybody came out. So
Yes,
it's
it's a
like
domino effect.
if we in the community, if you see this going on, speak on it. Go and speak on it so that it can be addressed. Because yeah, I can be one person, like I said, I spoke on something, but like he didn't penetrate my child. He didn't actually physically harm my child. So when it comes to the charges and all that other stuff that can stand, I don't know what's gonna be done there. But for if he did do some physical harm to somebody else child, and then we come together and we're showing them, okay, like he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this, then it's better as a community. That's where community comes in. Cause that post got almost 150 shares in general.
yeah, it's
And ain't
huge.
nobody that shared it had nothing to say nice when they shared it. I
Mm-mm.
read everything. So the thing is, if it's 150 people plus me who have a problem, it's no way in hell that he shouldn't be in jail like R. Kelly because we're using R. Kelly as a
Mhm.
example. It's no way in hell. But it has to be a community effort. It can't be, I don't snitches and get you stitches. Like I said, I'm from Baltimore City. I didn't heard it all. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's like, but we have to stick together and we gotta speak up. Like you have to be bold. I understand the street code and all that. My brother was killed in the streets of Plainfield. I buried friends in the streets of Baltimore because everybody wants to stick by a street code, but do the streets stick by you? No. Because
Damn.
when my brother got killed, we had to bury my brother on our own. We had to come up with ain't no streets, ain't no friends, ain't no, let's be real. So why would you protect this person that's harming people in general, but especially children, innocent people? Everybody should be speaking up. Everybody should be at Plainfield Police Station.
Yeah, I think everybody on Facebook right now, and that's the problem.
Well, I know not now, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like everybody should be, But it's just like, we really gotta learn how to, Chaotic said earlier, stop sticking up for these people just because they quote unquote supposed to be an artist, can't even sing, but anyway, quote unquote supposed to be this and all this, and you like I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
When you endanger a child, an innocent person in general, take your ass where you need to be. Because clearly you're doing this because you want to be somewhere else or you got a suicide mission. I don't know. You got something going on in your brain. Because I know this person definitely must have had a suicide mission messing with my daughter. But like I said, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, the stories are starting to come out, there's starting to be, a lot of things are starting to be said. And I don't know, it's just completely disgusting to me. But what I really wanted to do was to be able to have a show where we could at least converse about it, speak about some solutions, speak about how we could engage with our children, see how we could get people involved. How should we operate? What are some preventative things we could do? So we'll definitely come back, revisit this topic. Hopefully there's no other incidents, right? Like we don't want other incidents, but being that happened, we were able to come together and have this conversation. So as we approach, the 50-minute mark, what I wanted to do was just ask if there's anything else you feel that we may need to touch on before we close out in the next few minutes. Is there anything else that's on your spirit that you want to get out? The world is yours.
No, I would just say, let's learn how to just, come together and protect these children, protect ourselves, protect the communities that we live in. Cause this doesn't just affect me personally, it affects all of us.
Yeah.
Because it can be any one of our children, So I would just say like I said from the beginning, listen to your children, learn your children, hear your children, but let's come together as a community to support each other to get through these times. We have to build together, like especially us. And I'm gonna say us, and y'all know what I mean. We have to build together. We already got it hard out here. So all this weird, I don't, I'm not gonna get emotional because like it really is. It's hard as a parent. It's hard as an adult to literally think of a child going. It's hard to think about anybody dealing with this
Yeah.
because anybody being molested, anything is just ridiculous. Like, it's people out here that you can pay for it. So it should be never no need where you would take advantage of a person.
Hell,
But
it's
a
shit you can
child,
get for free.
yeah, you can get it for free. Go find somebody out here that, it's plenty. But to do that with a child, to do that with a person, and it's not just, the men that I'm speaking about. We got weird women out here too. And I have a son. So it's like, it's protection all the way around. And, if you know somebody that has those tendencies or you see that or they have a past, help them get some help.
Mm.
Help them get some help. Don't just. I don't care. We hear about people all the time. Having these situations with their grandfathers, their fathers, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins. Help them get some help. Say something. Say something. And I know it may be hard. And I know like I said, I never dealt with this situation in my life. The first time I dealt with this was with my child. I never personally dealt with this.
Mm.
So it's like I don't try to really touch on things I never dealt with. But
Yeah.
because I don't know the experience, I don't know the feeling, so I don't like to speak on things that I never experienced. However, something like this is like even me experiencing it as the parent. It didn't happen to me; it happened to my daughter. I just had to step in. But saying all that to say, like we just have to come together. Stop thinking that we snitching on each other. No, like let the bad people be with the bad people, so the good people can continue to thrive. We don't need too much more trauma to develop in our communities. We already got enough. We already got enough of it.
That's right. I'm 100% with you. And on the screen, I have the Rain National Sexual Assault Hotline. For anyone that may need a counselor or anyone that may need someone to converse with, you can dial 1-800-656-4673 or visit rainwith2ns.org. And you should be able to converse with someone. They offer free, confidential 24/7 support for anyone who may need someone to converse with regarding anything that falls under this umbrella. But to close out our show here, let me get the cameras right. Shanequa, I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, just thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for not withholding that. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to have a conversation that I've never really seen happen in the inner city. So, thank you. And we'll definitely have you back on the platform. We cover a myriad of different topics up here. So next time we come back, it'll be on much brighter terms.
I
We
was
can
about to
talk.
say yes. Yes, we're gonna have a we. I definitely appreciate you, Chaotic and Sin, and I'm grateful to be a part. And next time definitely call me back so we can have fun and we ain't
Yeah.
gotta talk about something so you know,
All right.
we can have fun and y'all can really see the real look Mama Bear as Sensei.
Hey, Mama Bear in the building. Thank you, Shanequa. And we'll definitely tap in with you. Thank you for your time this evening. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, all right. Sin, as we close out, wanted to also give you an opportunity if there's any final words. Background looking nice, hair looking nice.
Do I have any words? Do I have any words while the people are listening and watching?
Yeah, final.
Definitely watch these women too. I'm gonna piggyback off of her with that one because it's a lot of women like it go over everybody's head, and I guess it's because it's. I'm so sorry. This whole time, somebody been texting me a bunch of BS because they watching and they being a pain in my ass. So with that being said, next
Yeah.
time my phone is going on do not disturb. But nah, definitely gotta watch these women. Watch kids around kids too. Taekwondo made a statement earlier,
Mhm.
which is very true. Kids expose kids to a lot. Um, which in my case prompted me to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations with my son early on because it's the truth. Like these kids will go to school talking about a bunch of stuff they really have maybe 10% of the actual information on, and then it turns into something major. But what we say, hold people accountable that I love, that we're probably not going to see a lot of.
Mhm.
But I do agree, hold people accountable. Stop holding on to who people used to be. Like,
It's a good one.
stop holding on to who people used to be just because they were good at something or they was popping back in the day. Like, we grown now. Like, trust me, a lot of people ain't what they used to be at all. And, it just is what it is in cases like that. But I don't know. Work on building your relationship with your children. If not now, do it tomorrow. Like, just try to be there more, try to be more supportive, try to talk more, try to get them to talk more, even though it's probably like pulling teeth. Um, and not just protect all children, but I think we need to do more as a community protecting each other, both men and women. Like, there's a lot I can honestly say that men go through that it's not spoken on, it's not supported, and it literally is water under the bridge when
Mm.
it comes down to a lot, especially men that are trying to be parents. They suffer a lot. They suffer a great deal. Um, Men, be there for your daughters because this right here is insane. This should not happen. And you know what? We didn't even ask, so I'm not going to, but any parent that's not absent. I can't just say men because I don't want the men to get upset like they do. Don't don't
Yeah,
get
I'm
upset
about
with
to put you up
Tommy.
here right by yourself, like. Woo.
If you have kids and you're not 100% present, try to be present, like effective immediately because these kids they only getting older, and the older they get, the more exposed to reality they get. That's
That's
it.
a fact. All right. Well, thank you for helping me put this together. We will be in touch. Thank you for your time this evening, Sin.
Thank you for having me.
All right, all right. All right, good people. It's been another episode of Nothing Left to Do But One. We're gonna close this one out with No Return, produced by Chaotic Flame. Merch coming soon. If you want to pre-order some merch, you can reach out to me. Cash App, The Grime Lord. Hit me on Zelle. Hit me on Facebook. Hit me on YouTube. Holla at your boy. No Return, produced by Chaotic Flame. Closing out. SoundCloud.com/Chaotic Flame. Amazing show. Shout out to Lyle. Shout out to Keith Shepard. Shout out to Kelly Bundy. Shout out to Taquana Cabell. Shout out to Raquel Brown. Shout out to Simi Sayonara. Shout out to Jamar Webb. And yeah, those are the comments, and I will holla at you guys next time. Once again, No Return, produced by Chaotic Flame. I'm out.
Chaotic.